Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Board YouTube channel for a brand new season of Pick and Roll. This is the daily NBA betting show hosted by myself, Jacob Gramegna, and joined by, as always, Pips NBA at Pips NBA on Twitter. Pips, we did our preview show on Friday, but how you feeling get into a new season of betting here and free picks in the morning?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. Lines already out for a lot of games. I've made a ton of bets myself and can't wait to that we hoop on more games. First day we only have two games on the schedule, so it's not that much. But later on, it will be always some big great slates up.
Yeah, and we have some great games for opening night. There were no games today on Monday at the time of recording, but we're getting ready for opening day, which is Tuesday. Two great games there. We have ring night in Denver as the Denver Nuggets are hosting LeBron James and the Lakers. And we also have the Suns who are visiting the Warriors. And we're going to have our first glimpse of what this new look Phoenix Suns team is. But there are two picks that we are going to have in play for this one. And we can pretty much get into these right away on the show. So what we're going to do with the show's free picks, we're going to go through the picks first. We're going to go through each pick that is going to be available on the show just because we want to circumvent any potential for line movement. So we'll have those picks up. Then we'll individually go through all of these picks to give Pips his reasoning as to why he likes it. Where if you are not experienced with pick and roll, these picks can and typically do move very quickly after release. So it's important to come live here at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time every weekday morning to snap them up. And this year, we'll also be showcasing the screenshot of the pick so that you know that we have a line that is readily available. So first of all, we are going to the Lakers and the Nuggets and taking Anthony Davis over 23.5 points for minus 115 odds at BetMGM, equivalent to, of course, the decimal odds there of 1.87. Pips is very high on Anthony Davis and said so in our preview on Friday. So going right to him in the opening night. The second play is we're going back to the SGP format, which dominated the show last year. In the Suns and Warriors game, we do have the Golden State Warriors. We have the alternate over on this one going to over 221.5. And we're also going to take a lower line on Bradley Beal's points. So basically, this is when Pips likes the Bradley Beal play. He's going to also tack on something to give us some good odds here, but take a little bit of extra space on Bradley Beal to take him over 17.5 points. So we'll get to that one next. But first of all, let's talk about AD. Pips, what do you like about Anthony Davis and his matchup here against the Denver Nuggets?
So first of all, like I said on our show on Friday, I expect a big season from Anthony Davis, and I mean when I say that, I mean like 26, 27, maybe even higher points average. Even though they are stacked on offense, I do think LeBron will take a bit of a sit back during the season, not scoring 27, 28, 30 plus every night. He doesn't have to. The Lakers are good. They have so many guys, but Anthony Davis in the preseason looked very aggressively. He seems like he will like shoot 4 to 5 threes a game, which is huge compared to the last season. He was making them, so he was attacking face up. Just very aggressive version of Anthony Davis, and he finally looks healthy. Last 2 seasons, he was coming into the season with all kinds of small injuries, never 100% conditioning, never was able to be aggressive throughout the entire game. And so far in the preseason, he looked great. And yeah, if you want to beat Denver Nuggets, you need to attack Nikola Jokic, and I think he'll do that. He needs to make him work on defensive end and maybe try to put him in foul trouble. So yeah, we saw in the last season when he was aggressive, he was easily scoring against Jokic in the playoffs. Some games that he was passive, yeah, but I don't think we'll see that version of AD this season. I think this season he'll be the true number one on this Lakers team.
And LeBron also said on media day, I thought this was interesting when he spoke about Anthony Davis. I don't know if this was more to take pressure off himself, but one thing in particular they did mention was Anthony Davis is the franchise player right now on the Los Angeles Lakers. So once again, could that be LeBron taking pressure off himself? Could it be also LeBron understanding that if this team is going to be as successful as it wants to be this season, one of the contenders, one of the top seeds, it will have to be Anthony Davis shouldering a lot of the point scoring. So I like this one. And as you mentioned, I mean, we know how good Jokic is, but we also know that on the other end of the court, maybe some openings there. It probably won't be as much of Jokic defending him, but that's a matchup that we are going to see. And we have the fresh matchup in mind from the last season in the conference final. Let's go to the second play now. Once again, reiterating the play here, it is the SGP involving the alternate total on the Suns Warriors over 221.5 and Bradley Beal over 17.5. Talk us through this one.
So first of all, I'll just talk about a bit about Bradley Beal and how I saw last season with Washington Wizards for him. So I don't think he was bought in the last 2 seasons with Wizards. He was having some small injuries here and there, always some injuries, and he was never 100% ready. But when it was time for the fourth quarter and the game was close, we saw Bill that was usually scoring 30, 32 points a game in the 2 seasons before. So yeah, he's still that kind of player. He didn't just have the motor to do it throughout the entire game last 2 seasons, and now he'll get the widest openness he had in his entire career. He is the third best player, offensive best player in the team, and he was number 1 option, getting all the intentions for so many seasons, even in the season when he was scoring 30 plus points. So this time he'll get third best defender on him, and he will lead the second unit. And yeah, I just think in this kind of situation we'll see the best of Bradley Beal. Not type of the best like 30 plus points, but the most efficient version and the best Bradley Beal we can have. Also, Golden State Warriors, Draymond Green is questionable for the first game of the season. And even though if he is in, I saw they are predicting him to start at 5. So that will be very interesting to see how this team looks. But I expect very fast-paced game with ton of points, because both teams, if Draymond Green is out, they have huge loopholes on defense without Draymond Green. Suns have huge loopholes on defense no matter who is playing, because they are having KD, Booker, and Beal at the same time a lot on the court. Nurkic is not that great. So, yeah, very, very high-scoring game, and Beal in this new situation will thrive, in my opinion.
Just looking through the chat here, somebody mentions that it's not available 220.5. I'm looking right now at the DK screen. There is on the alternative game lines 221.5 available, confirming that is available right now. But if this one does move later on in the day, let's say people are watching this on their way home, is there a specific line that you would play this one up to? And what sort of changes would you make in the event?
I will play 1 point higher on the total line. That will make sense. But if it's not available, then just play straight Beal over 19.5.
Okay, so those things that you can keep in mind. And as always, guys, any questions, please feel free to let us know. And the viewer has seen, okay, no problems there. But for anybody watching later in the day, perhaps because if this one moves off the number, that is something that you can consider as well. So you do like Bradley Beal in this one. We didn't necessarily talk about it much on Friday. We had so much to get to. The Phoenix Suns never really came up here. This is a polarizing sort of team. Obviously, a 3-headed monster in Booker, Beal, and KD. But yet still, I was not really surprised. Their over-under for the season was where I was expecting it to be, like where I thought it should be, but I was expecting it to get inflated, if that makes sense. So I was really looking forward to seeing these over-under lines open up and played under on the Suns. But I'm just trying to get the current number right now of where it is specifically on DraftKings. They don't have it up on DraftKings, but it was in the low 50s, which I think is reasonable. I wanted to get your thoughts on how you think this trio is going to work together, even though they may be pretty similar, especially Booker and KD.
I mean, they'll just stagger their minutes, so they have 2 of them on the court at the same time. So you won't have like a big minutes of all 3 on the court, and you have Grayson Allen, Gordon off the bench, and They have some guys, so they will have like 2 to 3 guys, very talented offensive players on the court at all times. So offense will be probably top 3 in the league. That's without any question. Maybe even the best offense in the league, because I kind of understand where they were going with Nurkic substitution with Ayton, because they don't lose as much, because Nurkic don't need to have those touches that that Ayton had, but he offers a bit better screening. He's better passer, and he's probably even similar on defense. So I mean, like, they didn't lose much, but they got a way cheaper deal. So they are in win now mode. Nurkic looked good on defense in the preseason, so that's promising. So they always like run one great point of attack defender, probably starting Okoji. So yeah, I mean, it will be interesting to see where their defense land. If they are like 25th, fifth best defense in the league, that will be tough. But if they can get a top 15, yeah, that record will probably be like 55 or more.
And the current line, by the way, I did look at FanDuel instead because DraftKings doesn't have it up right now. The current line is at 51.5. So that's where I was expecting this team to kind of end up.
Yeah.
But I was hoping once again that people would be high. But with the fit issue, I guess not the issues, the concerns about the fit, some people are worried about it. Me, a tiny bit of skepticism. Also, in regards to the injuries, which we know could plague anybody on this team, that is something that could pop up as well. More questions about the 221.5 showing up for people. So when you go to the Phoenix Suns on your screen, yeah, money's not. I can show you guys what I have on mine. I'll walk you through because we're going to be doing this all throughout the season. It's even still available right now. Okay, no personal information is up. So when you go to the same game parlay screen, when you go to the Suns and the Warriors, if you go to the game lines here up at the top, you can get the alternative game lines. And one of those right now is the total alternative, which is available at 221.5. You can also get all of the different spreads there. So it may not be on the popular section. In the tab up top here, you have to switch over. So that one, again, still available right now on that one. This is DraftKings Ontario. I don't imagine this would be different for anywhere else, but just to help people along the way of finding that, because this will be something that we DraftKings SGPs are something that frequently hit the show. So I'm excited for these two games. Same screen in Illinois is 222.5. Okay, that's strange. If anybody doesn't have that, once again, going up 1 point is fine to 222.5, as Pips was mentioning. If that becomes no longer available at 222.5, then go to just Bradley Beal straight up on the points at 19.5. Okay, but noted, the SGP provider apparently has changed. In future, I will look for the different lines, and I'll use a VPN to be able to access the draft. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'll find a way, let's say, to find the DraftKings lines. I'll get my friend in New York to send me the DraftKings lines as they happen, so that we're ready for the that we're ready for the streams. But it's good to have this sort of information. We want to make sure we're as fair as possible to anybody viewing the content. But we also will all try to go through the play up to this sort of line for that sort of stuff. Okay, final thing.
And we don't know we won't have any shows tomorrow because it doesn't make any sense. The lines will probably be the same. We won't have any picks shows tomorrow, so Jacob can say what we'll have tomorrow on the show.
Well, it won't be a pick show with Pips, but typically we're going to be going live for pick and roll every weekday morning, Monday through Friday, myself and Pips. Thursdays, we're adding in an extra show with myself and Kirk Evans at KirkEvans0 on Twitter. I know some people are excited for that one for just general NBA deep dive analysis, but also some betting involved in that. But because we are going through the picks that Pips wants for the Tuesday games today, we will still do a show tomorrow, except it will be myself and Kirk Evans going live at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, and he will have some picks ready for the Tuesday opening games as well. So if you're looking for some additional action He is prepared. I spoke to him this morning. He says there's a lot that he likes in these 2 games. So make sure you come back tomorrow to the channel at the exact same time as this one started 18 minutes ago. Wherever you're watching live right now, that's when it started, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. But that's just a special occasion here. Other than that, it will be Pips involved with myself every weekday morning at 11:30. We still have that show coming tomorrow. And Thursdays at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time, myself and Kirk Evans go for a bit of a longer form content, more focused on NBA analysis, but also there will be the betting involved in that one as well. So we thank everybody for being involved today on the very first season on Pick and Roll. Thank you so much to everybody for watching. Make sure you drop a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel because, as I said, we have all this great content coming up for the rest of the NBA season. Let's hope these picks cash. You'll see Pips Wednesday, same time for more. You'll see me tomorrow, same time for more. Thank you so much again.
Bye, guys.